Weight champion David Morrell Jr. is back in Minnesota, and he's been making headlines this week, if you've been paying attention, calling out WBC super middleweight champion David Benividez. Now, there's been a war of words between the two camps, and Pierre Nugent caught up with Morrell today, and we're all wondering, is the Morrell-Benividez mega fight ever going to happen?
The WBA super middleweight champion David Morrell Jr. back in his adopted hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota. David, welcome back. Let's get right to it. It's been a very interesting week for you. First, can you tell us, is there a fight on the horizon with David Benividez?
I want to fight Benividez, man, 100%. Man, I want to fight him. Like I'm telling you, like the fight Benividez, like my team ready for the fight. Like I'm waiting for him, you know. But I mean, I'm so excited, like for the fight. Like it's a big opportunity for me. I think so. Like maybe like in November, like this fight.
Has his camp reached out to you? Have you had contact with him about a possible fight in November?
No, like for the fight, like hey, I'm waiting for you. Like I'm ready. You know, like you want to fight, I'm here. You know, you want to fight. Like I don't know, but I mean, I'm ready for Benividez, 100%.
Why doesn't he want to fight you?
I don't know, man. Let me be him as a kid, and I don't know. I mean, I'm ready. You know, I'm telling him, and I'm telling everybody, like every interview, everything. Like I'm ready for him.
There's been a lot of back and forth on Twitter and on Instagram with you and his camp. I see you smiling. It's more fun than anything else, though, right? It's just fun.
Yeah, like it's show. You know, it's show. Like I respect him. I respect like I respect like Benividez Jr., I respect Benividez Sr. I mean, but like each show, you know.
Is he scared of you?
Maybe.
If you are able to lock down the fight with Benividez, how much would that mean to you, and what type of opportunity would that be like for you in your career?
Like it's a big opportunity. It's a big opportunity. Like him is he's a great fighter. He's big man. I think so. Is my chance for the next like big man, like bigger man, you know.
What would your message be to him in his camp if you had a chance to speak with him now?
Hey baby, I'm ready. You know, you wanna fight? I wanna fight, baby. Always.
Hey baby, I'm ready. Oh, that should be good. Coming up next. Thank you, Pierre.
What it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man, shout out to my audience. Shout out to those that's rocking with me. Yo, we back in the kitchen. There's a whole lot of goddamn sauce in this pot, man. Let's get to the shit. Listen, I ain't through with you motherfuckers yet. Some more breaking goddamn news. David Morrell, at this point, David Benividez, he on your neck, bro. I know you want that Canelo fight and shit real bad, bro. I know that's the fight you want. And you also came out and said you basically came out and said you rather fight Jaime Munguia. Listen, Jaime Munguia, let me just say this. I mentioned in my last video, where I was talking about this fight, I mentioned that at over 40 fights, Jaime Munguia got over 40 fights. But if you ask anybody in boxing that really, really watch boxing, bro, who do you got winning Jaime Munguia versus David Morrell? Most boxing fans will say David Morrell, bro. He'll destroy him, bro. He would be a high favorite in that fight, but he only got 7 fights. So, like I said, bro, Jaime Munguia just had a tooth and nail fight with a much older Derevyanchenko. He had a tooth and nail fight, bro, with somebody who fought Jamal 4 years ago. So, at this point, my energy really is towards black fans, black content creators, because at this point, like I said, I want all fair shit to be brought to the forefront. I want all this fair shit because, like I've been saying this over and over since I started this channel. Black fans and content creators are only fair with everybody else. We ain't fair with our fighters. We ain't fair. You motherfuckers weren't fair with Jamal. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep bringing up when they asked Jamal about David Benividez and he said some shit like, "I'll break his fucking neck," some shit like that. David Benividez jumped on that shit like a hoe in Harlem in the 80s. He jumped on that shit. No, fuck that shit. What's up then? Was all that Spence fights running up on him? He was in every interview looking, hunting down Charlo. Let me tell you something, bro. This is what goes on in life, bro. No matter how much of a dog you are, bro, it's gonna be a bigger dog that's gonna come for you, bro. And you're gonna have to constantly prove that you that guy. Sugar Ray Robinson had to do it. He came out of retirement 3 or 4 times. He kept coming back and beating dudes, even when he was up in age. You gotta constantly prove you the greatest, bro. And you gotta prove it when a motherfucker that seemed better than you is calling you out, and bigger than you. Like I said, when that shit happened with Jamal, I literally, for a fact, I know content creator, I seen fans, content creators say, man, I'm through with Jamal. Jamal ducking David Benavidez, he's soft. Everybody talked about it. It ain't a channel that didn't talk about Jamal ducking David Benavidez. And Jamal was at 160 and had a title. They didn't say, hey man, just keep defending your title. Now they said, throw that belt in the trash and move your ass up and fight David Benavidez. I remember the pressure. Dudes still don't fuck with Jamal because they feel like he didn't have the same energy for David Benavidez. And like I always said, and by the way, they was face to face 2 weeks ago. I always said, man, Jamal ain't scared of David Benavidez, in my opinion. But him just like David Benavidez. See, David Benavidez is in the same position Jamal was in. Jamal wanted the Canelo fight, and he felt like he earned it. He was like, man, David ain't done shit. David Benavidez ain't done shit for me to move up and fight him for no belt. He don't even have a title. This is what Jamal was saying, and fans shitted on that. They said, you making an excuse, fuck a title, and fuck that Canelo fight, quit waiting around for Canelo. And now I'm telling David Benavidez the same shit black fans told Jamal. Quit looking for Canelo, bro. It's other dogs in the 168 division, pimping. You gotta address that shit. Yeah, you can't be the monster, bro, and not address this shit. Listen, I see it, bro, because I've saw it time and time. I've seen some bad motherfuckers that can fight. I done seen knockout artists after knockout artists, but I've seen many of them fold, bro. I've seen dudes who I've seen knock out 20 different dudes. I'm talking about viciously. Everybody scared them, and then I seen a certain dude hit their yard and bring out the pussy in them. I'm not saying he bringing out the pussy, David Benavidez, but I'm just saying your energy ain't the same, bro. You know, promoters, people are taking up for David. I heard Eddie Hearn say, if I was David Benavidez, I would not fight David Morrell because you don't get nothing out of that. That kid is dangerous. It's people that's telling him, stay away from that, bro. Wait for Canelo. Y'all didn't do that shit with Jamal. Y'all never told Jamal, just wait for Canelo. No, y'all looked at him like he was desperate as shit. And now, like I said, I'm keeping the same energy. Because, listen, bro, you said you get nothing out of fighting David Morrell. Your pops keep saying, your pops' energy towards David Morrell is suspect. Because he'll say, yeah, we'll fight him. And he'll say, but I mean, no, I really think he should wait 3 more years. And you will say you'll fight him, but then you'll say, but anybody else, you ready to fight, bro? Jaime Munguia got over 40 fights, but his resume is trash. He don't got no following. He ain't selling out. So you gain nothing by beating Jaime Munguia. So don't act like that's a bigger fight. It's a bigger challenge. No. Jaime Munguia ain't done shit. So, and he's smaller. He's coming up from 154. This is what I'm saying. And the energy, bro. I've seen David Benavidez fight multiple fighters moving up. What's that motherfucker name? Triple G knocked him out early in his career. What's that motherfucker name? He got knocked out by Triple G at 160. What's that motherfucker name? He moved up to 168. I can't think of his name. He a white fighter, though. But also, he fought a fighter named Kyron Davis. Kyron Davis, he moved up from 154, 2 weeks notice, and fought David Benavidez in Arizona. And everybody said David Benavidez was the shit that night. He put on a spectacular performance. Everybody cheered. Nobody ever mentioned, man, this dude moving up from 2 weight classes, and he's much smaller, and he took this fight on 2 week notice. He didn't get a full training camp. So like I said, bro, the energy is different. Man, I need to quit trying to think about this fighter. He moved up. David Benavidez fought him 2 fights ago and stopped him like in the first round. It looked like this motherfucker. What is this motherfucker name? Can't think of his name, but it was 2 to 3 fights ago, David Benavidez fought him. And he came all the way up from 154 too. So like I said, your entire career, you've been fighting smaller guys. And now you got somebody that's just as big or a little bit bigger than you, bro. And another thing, and I'm going to keep pointing this out. Nobody talks about this. David Benavidez has yet in his career faced a real puncher. He is not fake. Jaime Munguia, he got a decent punch. You ain't punching like David Morrell, bro. You're not punching like David Morrell. David Morrell is punching through shit. And like I said, in my opinion at this point, David Morrell is by far, in my opinion, the hardest puncher at 168. He punching through shit. And he a southpaw. And he got some of the best footwork at 168 besides Andre. His ceiling, bro, I'm just telling you. And I saw this shit 2 years ago. I saw this shit when I first seen David Morrell. Y'all can talk all that shit. And like I said, at this point, I feel like fans and country, I think you motherfuckers are baby and David. It ain't no pressure. So all this favoritism shit for fighters, nah, bro, we don't even favor each other. Black fans and country, we don't even favor each other. All this motherfucking taking up for Benividez, all these videos that I see constantly, Canelo better fight him. Canelo duck, he been ducking Jamal. He been ducking, and you motherfuckers ain't gonna fight and call him a coward over and over again. You motherfuckers ought to be boycotting this fight for him fighting Jamal after a 2 year later. But y'all gonna watch this fight, and even if Jamal go in there and lay down and show him respect and lose, which I hope he don't do no soft ass shit like that. But y'all just Canelo gonna get all credit. He been tiptoeing around Jamal and Andre for over 5 years, bro. This shit is disgusting. So at this point, there's nothing Canelo can do to redeem himself. You didn't fight Andre in his prime, bro. You didn't fight Jamal Charlo in his prime, bro. You could have, let me tell you something, bro. Canelo could have one of the most amazing careers of all time. He could be a top 15 fighter if he had to fought the best. If he had to beat both Charlos at 154, then stopped Andre at 154, moved up to 160, cleaned it out, 168 and cleaned everybody out, beat David Morrell, David Benividez, beat Jaime Munguia, beat Edgar Berlanga. That's when you really a dog, bro. Canelo has tipped around his whole career, bro. Motherfuckers talk that shit about resumes. Canelo, everybody said he fought Floyd, but he lost every round, bro. And then he fought Trap. Both Charlos fought Trap. He got a deep resume. He even fought Lord. Lord beat him though. Jared Harris beat Lord. So it's a lot of shit, bro. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Canelo resume ain't solid like that to me. Now, a lot of people give him so much credit for Triple G, and I got a video coming. Triple G, in my opinion, is the most overrated middleweight of all time. The most overrated middleweight of all time. Triple G is not a top 100 middleweight of all time in my fucking opinion. That motherfucker is because I thought you lost to Danny Jacobs. And that was your first step-up fight. When Triple G stepped up in competition, he lost. So, yeah, you beat Triple G, and that was a good win, but it wasn't a great win to me. That was not a great win. It was a good win. So I think you have a good resume. Canelo don't have a great resume. Like I said before, when he fought Danny Jacobs, look at how Danny Jacobs fought. Danny Jacobs threw that whole fucking fight. Danny Jacobs did not fight Canelo to win. He didn't fight him like he fought Triple G. So, and ever since Danny Jacobs fought Canelo, look at every performance after that. It's like Danny Jacobs just, so everybody try to talk all this. Well, he got such a legendary resume. That shit ain't legendary to me, bro. That's somebody that tiptoed around. He could have fought both Charlos. Imagine him beating both Charlos and having both of them on his resume. And Andre in his prime? Nah, bro. So all that fight for Benividez must fight Canelo. Canelo ain't shit. And I don't give a fuck if that fight ever happened. Like I said, because the energy wasn't the same when it was black fighters. That's why I said all you black fans, all you black content creators, you motherfuckers are only fair with everybody else. You ain't fair with your own. Motherfuckers wasn't fair with Jamal and Andre. You motherfuckers laughed at that press conference when Andre pulled up on Canelo. And that motherfucker laughed and talking about, you want to pay day? Everybody laughed at Andre. Oh, Andre need to move on. He need to fight somebody else. Remember that shit. So we're going to keep that same energy. One more motherfucking thing, I'm out this motherfucker. This reminds me of a blood homie I had when I was in prison. If you follow my Texas prison series, I talk about the Mexican gangs, and the Tango Blast was the deepest, but they was the softest. And they act like us. They wore tapers and do-rags on their shit. And the motherfuckers listen to Fat Patty, DJ Screw. They say the N-word and all that there, but they the most against us. And they can't work out with us, can't eat with us, but they can work out with a white boy. They can eat with the white boys if they want to, but they specific rule was stay away from blacks, but act just like them though. Use their whole sauce. Yeah, all the sauce. Them motherfuckers act just like us, but don't like us the most. So anyway, that's a whole another point. So anyway, My homie from Amarillo, Texas. We used to call him Rillo. That motherfucker about 5'4", but he could fight, and he was a hard ass puncher. He was little as shit. He was about 5'4", about 130, 140 pounds. But he hit hard as shit, and he was super strong. Matter of fact, this motherfucker did a tattoo on my old bootleg ass tattoo. But that was a strong little motherfucker. He was strong as shit. And that motherfucker was like a professional fucking wrestler. That motherfucker was strong. One of the strongest little dudes I've ever come across in my life. Strong. And hit hard as shit. So I told you the group that stick together, and the only Mexican group that I kind of respect is the Paisas. Them the ones straight from Mexico with the sombrero. They don't fuck with the tongos. They all about unity. They don't really fight each other, and they eat together every fucking day. And they steal together. They hustle together. They rarely fight each other. They don't do all that discipline and violation bullshit. Anyway, but they not as deep as the tongos. They not near as deep. Tongos are deep as shit in prison. Okay. Rillo used to knock out a Paisa every time he came in the dorm. Every time. And the Bloods used to let that shit go. And looking back on that, bro, that shit was some crash dummy ass shit. And like I said, they favor certain Bloods, and Rillo was very popular. So the Bloods, you just let them do that shit. Every time a Paisa come to the dorm, he would knock them out. And his excuse was, man, when I was on this unit full of number of Mexicans, the Paisas jumped me. I don't know how true that is, or if he was just having fun, because I'm just going to tell the truth. Tongo Blast, they probably better fighters when it comes to the Mexicans, because like I said, they grow up in the hood and shit like that, and so they grow up more fighting. The Paisas, I ain't met too many Paisas that can really fight. They kind of the easiest to whoop when it comes to the Mexicans. Paisas, you can whoop the shit out. Them motherfuckers gonna come in with their head down, and their head is their guard. And you just gotta push through their head or hit them with an uppercut and lift them. So, but then he used to knock them out every time they moved in the dorm. And anyway, like I said, I seen a situation where, and also I checked Rillo one day. Yeah, I checked him, and I'm much bigger than Rillo, but I just had to check him because he used to check different blood. He was one that if you weak, bro, he gonna punk you. And I remember Rillo was talking that shit, and I was like, bro, we can when we leave this basketball court, bro, when we get back to the dorm, let's fight. Let's fight then. All that tough shit, you knocking everybody out, knock me out. You talking all this tough shit, bro, you can't talk to me like that. So anyway, when we got back to the dorm, that motherfucker started sharing honey buns with me and shit and trying to, nah, blood. But anyway, that's just another story. But I've seen bad motherfuckers that knock out everybody before when the right motherfucker pull up. So me, I learned my whole life, bro, I always been the type. I called out the speaker for the Hoovers, and he was twice my size. Had gloves tatted on him, knockout orders. I just learned at a young age, bro, win, lose, or draw, I don't give a fuck how big you are, who you think you are, bro. To really be a dog, to really be a warrior, to really say you have a warrior mentality, you can't fear none, bro. You can't be bad with them, but soft with them. You can't be bad with Charlo, but be soft with Dave, because you look soft and you won't say nothing. And normally, if it was any other fighter, if Jaime Munguia called your daddy a bitch, bro, you'll be all in Mexico looking for him and everywhere, bro. So David Morrell done disrespected your whole family. He said your brother can't act and he shouldn't have been in Creed. He called you a bitch. Bitch, you're just a bitch. Anyway, I just want to see real shit be real again. So yeah, this and like I said, I'm joking, but my whole message is toward black fans and black who got all this take up and taking up for David Benividez and all this shit there. Bro, we don't even take up our own fighters. A lot of you motherfuckers was in Vegas when Wilder fought Fury the third time. A lot of you motherfuckers got Fury autograph, knowing he cheated your American champion. So we ain't got no loyalty to each other, so I damn sure ain't got love for a non-black fighter. This is 903 Boxing, and I am your host, Joel Jack. With that, I'm out.